Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we really try to cut through the noise on complex topics. Today, we're looking at something pretty special, an opportunity that's genuinely changed lives. It's the Chevening Scholarship. If you've ever been curious about, the top UK scholarships for a master's degree, well, this is one of them.
Yeah.
And the big thing, it's fully funded, covers everything. So, yeah, this deep dive is definitely for anyone out there who sees themselves as an emerging leader. It's worth getting your head around. Okay, let's unpack this.
Absolutely. And it's important to say, I think, that chevening isn't just about the money, though obviously that's a massive help. It's really looking for people with real passion, people with ideas, people who you can see have the potential to actually drive change, to lead. The real journey, you could argue, it really kicks off after the scholarship year, when they go back home.
Right, ready to apply what they've learned.
Exactly, equipped to make a difference.
So let's get into the basics then. What exactly is Chevening at its heart? It's a UK government scholarship, right? Aimed at international students. For a one-year master's. And the reach is huge. Something like 160 countries involved.
That's right, over 160. It's incredibly global. And the core goal, the mission, is pretty clear. Enable these scholars to get a fantastic education, fully funded, and then this is key, return home. They're expected to go back and serve in their communities in different sectors, bring those ideas they've developed to life. The UK obviously provides the quality education, the learning environment, but Chevening adds that leadership development piece, that network.
And the choice, academically speaking, is pretty staggering. You said, what, over 1,200 courses?
Yeah.
At more than 150 universities across the UK? It's a lot of options. Here's where it gets really interesting, though, I think.
Yes, the direct impact on the scholar personally, because that full funding removes almost all the financial stress completely. So international students can just focus, concentrate on their studies, their professional goals, just soaking up the experience. Imagine not worrying about tuition fees, rent, even flights. It's liberating. It really gives them the chance to dive into UK culture, build skills, network without that financial cloud hanging over them.
That sounds incredible. A real game changer for focus. So the big question for many listening will be, okay, sounds great, but can I apply? You hear prestigious, you hear competitive, but you also mentioned the requirements are fairly straightforward.
They are competitive, no doubt. But yes, the core requirements are accessible. Let's break those down. First, citizenship. You've got to be a citizen of a Chevening-eligible country. As you said, that's over 160 of them. Check the list online. Second, your degree. You need a bachelor's degree that's equivalent to what the UK calls an upper second class 2.1 honors degree.
Okay, that 2.1 standard. People might need to check how their local degree compares.
Yeah. Exactly. University websites or equivalency bodies can usually help with that. Third, you need to apply to your chosen courses, 3 choices, and get an unconditional offer from at least one. And finally, maybe the most defining requirement, you must commit to going back home for at least 2 years after you finish.
That return commitment really underlines the whole purpose, doesn't it? Investing in future leaders for their own countries. Let's talk about work experience. That's another key one. It can sometimes seem like a barrier. So what does this all mean for you, the potential applicant, practically speaking?
Right. This is a good point because it's more flexible than some might think. You need at least 2 years work experience. That works out to 2,800 hours. But, and this is crucial, that includes unpaid internships, volunteer work, paid internships.
Okay. So not just traditional 9-to-5 jobs.
Not at all. If you've done significant volunteer work for a couple of years or several big internships, that absolutely counts towards the 2,800 hours. It broadens the pool considerably.
That's really important to clarify. Good. Now, just as important is knowing who can't apply. Helps people rule themselves out quickly if needed. What are the main ineligibility points?
Yes. Understanding this saves time. This raises an important question. Understanding what makes you ineligible is just as vital as meeting the positive criteria. So generally, you're ineligible if you hold dual British citizenship. There's some very specific exceptions, like for British Overseas Territories citizens or BN holders from Hong Kong, but generally that's a rule. Also, if you have refugee status in a country that's not Chevening eligible. Then there's the government employee rule. If you've worked for His Majesty's government, think embassies, high commissions, certain departments, or are related to someone who has since July 2018, you're likely ineligible.
Okay.
Same goes for employees of Chevening partner organizations or their relatives. Though, interestingly, they can apply for Chevening, just not for an award funded by that specific partner.
Right. Avoids conflict of interest.
Precisely. And one more big one. If you've already studied in the UK on a UK government-funded scholarship before, you can't apply for Chevening.
Got it. Spreading the opportunity. Okay, let's circle back to that fully funded aspect. It sounds brilliant, but what's actually included, beyond just the course fees?
It is genuinely comprehensive. It's designed so you really don't have to worry about money. So yes, full university tuition fees are covered. That's the big one. But then you also get a monthly stipend. Money for accommodation, food, living costs. It varies a bit depending on if you're in London or outside.
Makes sense. Cost of living difference.
Exactly. They also cover your travel costs, return airfare from your home country to the UK. There's an arrival grant, a bit of money to help you settle in when you first land, and a departure allowance when you leave. Visa application costs covered.
Wow.
Grants to attend Chevening events across the UK. These are great networking things, also covered. And even if you need one, the cost of a TB test for your visa, it's pretty much everything essential.
That is incredibly thorough. It really does seem to provide that freedom you mentioned, the freedom to just focus on the goal, on the experience.
Absolutely. It removes a huge layer of stress.
Okay, let's talk about the application journey itself. We know it's competitive. People say it can be lengthy, demanding, but preparation is key, right? Thorough research, getting organized, that boosts your chances.
Massively. Preparation is everything. So let's think about the documents you'll need to pull together. You'll need your degree certificate, obviously, and your transcript. Your choices of master's courses, be strategic about these, make sure they fit your goals, a good CV, curriculum vitae, detailing all that experience, including the volunteering and internships.
Right, capturing those 2,800 hours.
Exactly. A valid passport. Naturally. Proof of English proficiency. Now, the good news here is you can often submit the test results after the initial application deadline. Accepted tests include things like IELTS Academic, TOEFL IBT, Pearson PTE, Cambridge C1 Advanced. Check the site for the full list and required scores.
Okay, so there's a bit of flexibility on the timing for the English test. That's helpful.
Yes. Then, crucially, that unconditional offer letter from one of your chosen UK universities. 2 reference letters are required. Choose referees who know you well and can speak to your leadership qualities and academic ability. Your academic certificates, of course. And really important, a strong motivation letter or essays answering the specific questions they ask. This is where you make your case.
That's quite a list. So once you have all that or are working on getting it, how does the actual application process work? Step by step.
It's all done online through the Chevening application portal. You start by selecting your country and the type of award, usually the main Chevening Scholarship. Then you research and choose up to 3 different master's courses at UK universities. They must be eligible courses, so check that.
You apply to the university separately, right?
Yes, that's a vital step you do alongside the Chevening application. You need to apply directly to those universities and work on getting that unconditional offer. Then you fill in the main Chevening online application form very carefully. Upload all your documents, answer the essay questions thoughtfully. What's fascinating here is the emphasis on preparation and strategic course selection. It's not just about ticking boxes, but really showing how Chevening fits your long-term vision and how you'll make an impact.
Alignment seems key. All right, the crucial bit of info everyone's waiting for. The deadline. When is it?
Okay, pencils ready. The deadline for applications for the next cycle is October 7, 2025. And that's at 12:00 midday UTC.
Midday UTC. Coordinated Universal Time. So people need to check what that means for their local time zone.
Absolutely. And given how much is involved, getting references, maybe taking an English test, writing essays, applying to unis, applying early is really, really advisable. Don't leave it to the last minute.
Sound advice. So there you have it, the Chevening Scholarship. It really is this unique pathway, fully funded masters in the UK, but with this very specific focus on developing leaders who will return home.
Exactly. It's an investment. Scholars leave with knowledge, yes, but also networks, confidence, and hopefully a clearer path to bring their ideas to life. They become part of this global Chevening community.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Maybe pause and think. If you got this opportunity, if you were a Chevening scholar, what specific problem, what challenge back home would you really want to tackle? And how specifically would the things you learned, the people you met through Chevening, how would that actually equip you to make that change happen after you return? What would that impact look like? Something to definitely mull over.